you on there, man, but I do appreciate this, and we're live. Hello, everybody. It's sPidA here, of course, once again, the Fight Card Podcast. San Antonio, Texas, being joined by another local here in San Antonio, man. Brandon Gutierrez, my man. How are you doing, bro?
I'm doing great. One more sleep, and we have a fight night tomorrow, man. So making my second pro fight as a boxer. So I'm looking forward to it, man.
No, for sure, man. And of course, man, I tried to bring you on here on the first bout, man. Scheduling conflict of no training, work, and everything else, so it didn't work out. But I do appreciate this, man. Thank you for jumping on this, bro.
Yeah, of course. Thank you, Spider, for having me, man. Glad to be here.
And before we get into the questions, bro, I just gotta say that's a mean beard you got there, man. You got that beard game going.
Oh man, I had to let it grow out, dude. Now that I'm getting a little older, it's looking more sharper. You feel me?
Oh yeah, there you go. Should I won't disagree with that one, brother. Definitely, right, bro.
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to my barber, Ernest Alvarez, man. EA Fades, man. He keeps me looking good.
Well, he's doing a hell of a job, bro. Definitely. But man, of course, dude. I've known you for years, bro, through the fight game.
Yeah.
As far as before boxing, of course, the whole mixed martial arts transition, man. I want you to bring up the training aspect. I mean, when it came from the grueling workouts and transitioning from MMA into boxing, man, was there that big of a change when it came to working out, bro?
Well, definitely. The biggest thing is the fight camps, man. MMA fight camps are tough, brutal on the body, man. Like everything hurts from the wrestling, the grappling, things like that, the sparring. And one thing I can say as far as what MMA as a foundation, what it created for me was creating a very well, having that strong mindset to endure, pain and have that toughness. In other words, you know what I'm saying? Because it's especially at the gym I was at, it was tough conditions and tough training partners. So coming into the boxing world, I'm not going to say it's easier. It's definitely harder in its own way, obviously, because the sports are very different. The first thing I noticed is when I was spar boxers, the punches, the distance, the movement, like it doesn't seem like much on TV, but when you're in there against a real actual high level boxer, it's crazy different, man. And I was getting my ass whooped like like crazy the first few months I was training. I'll be honest about that, But once I got it down with my coach, and I started figuring it out, man, I started being able to hold my own and do really well for myself. So yeah, man. And the one thing is the conditioning aspect. It's a little different. It's like a sprint. Throwing 70 punches around. That's a hard thing to do. You know what I'm saying? That's not something that we do in MMA. There's grappling and kicks and other things involved. But yeah, so the conditioning is a little different, definitely. And I'll tell you, man, since I've been doing it, I like as far as being in shape, I'm always in shape, man. I feel great. Shit, man. I don't know. I feel good. So it's working out perfect.
Nice, bro. Well, of course, man. Like I said, dude. Through the fight game, I had the pleasure of covering a few of your fights, man. Watching you, interviewing you for those, MMA fights as well. But when it came to when you actually jumped into the ring, bro. Was there ever any like, oh man, this guy's coming from MMA, he ain't got no hands, or was there any like, did people not expect this from you as far as like even getting a win, bro? Because obviously you got to win on your debut.
Yeah. So as far as coming into the gym, I'm currently at Chato's boxing gym. When I first started there, I told him straight up, hey, I'm an MMA fighter. I need a lot of work as far as just straight boxing. I can throw hard, I can move, but I know there's a lot of tweaks that need to be made, and if you can help me out with that. And he's been on top of that, and he's never made me feel like, oh, this is not meant for me. Like as soon as I got in there, he kind of really transitioned it to where I could understand it and where it fits me. It's not like, hey, you need to look like this guy and this guy. Yeah. Hey, you know what? This is what you really bring to the table. I'm going to sharpen it and we're going to make it right for you. And that's what it's been. Nice. And yeah, since he's done that for me, like I said, the sparring, I feel more like a boxer, even the guys at the gym, because I've been there for a year now, and they're telling me, hey, man, you're looking like a boxer, the way you move, your punches, things like that. And so my first fight, we told the opponent's team, hey, look, he's as a pro MMA fighter, he's 0-2. That he hasn't won an MMA fight yet. As far as pro goes, I do have wins as amateur, but hey, man, give him a shot. They had to like talk him into it. And, I think he thought that, I wasn't going to bring anything to the table. And man, we went 4 rounds and shoot, I dominated every round, man. I think at the end, the card was like 40-35. I forgot what the score was, but I dominated every single round, man. I don't even think the guy hit me one time. My movement, like I said, was really good. My defense was good. My counter punching was phenomenal in that fight. So yeah, I transitioned really well. I'm really happy about it.
No, for sure, man. And I had to ask, man, because it's a new platform. I mean, of course,
Right.
Martial arts, boxing. Is this did it kind of feel like you're reviving yourself? Like, okay, you know what? This is like, I'm starting fresh again. And did it influence you to kind of like, kind of give you that extra to go in there and keep training, bro?
Yeah, definitely. So like how you said, it gave me a fresh start. Okay, I have no record as a boxer. Coming in, clean slate, new journey, and of course it's scary. It was scary at first because it's something new to me. MMA was all I've known. I never done boxing in my life. I've been around it my whole life because my family, a lot of people box. My father and cousins and uncles and all those guys, but I never done it myself. So I definitely was really nervous at first, but once I got my feet wet, as far as being in the ring, I competed, with Fury for a long time, and I've been on XKO and Peak Fighting. I've been with some big organizations, and I've been, around a lot of big crowds and TV and all that. So I felt really calm and composed. And after the fight, people were asking me, "Hey, how long have you been boxing, man? You look really composed for your first fight. Like, you looked really good." And I told him, "Oh, I've only been boxing like 6 months," and people were tripping out on that. You know what I mean? And even my coach, he would tell people, "Yeah, he doesn't have any amateur fights as far as the boxer." Like, yeah. And people were fascinated. Even the commentator in that match, he was on the mic talking how, it didn't look like my first fight, and obviously it wasn't, but yeah, man, I like I said, that the experience from MMA gave me a great foundation to transition to this. It's just I had to fix, some things to be sharp, but as far as that goes, yeah, the transition wasn't too bad.
No. And I got to ask you, bro, because of course, when it comes to mixed martial arts, man, I mean, of course, you're not done, right?
I'm not done, man. I'm definitely going to come back eventually. Right now, I'm having a lot of fun with boxing. And, the cool thing is I can be very active because honestly, you don't take that much damage. And the training camps, yourself, you train, MMA, you don't really get damaged. You do get damaged in the fight, but most of the damage comes from what? The training, you know what I'm saying? And, don't get me wrong, boxing is dangerous. People die in there. There's a lot of cases of that. But as long as your defense is sharp, you don't get concussed, you can fight every month if you want to. I just fought December 9th, and I'm fighting tomorrow. So quick turnaround.
And I was going to ask you, man, I mean, the reason that you took no damage, was that pretty much like you and your coach were like, yeah, we can fight again?
Yeah, definitely. I told him after that last fight, I was like, hey, what's next? I want to get back in there. He'd be like, hey, January 20th, TMB Promotions, they got something. Let me try to get you on there. And luckily he got me on there. So, yeah.
You see, man, and of course, I mean, this is the logo, right? TMB Promotions, man. I mean,
yes, sir.
Before I've covered their events, Ricky, man, does a phenomenal job. The guy's definitely loves the sport, loves the game, and it shows. His shows are top notch, man. I enjoy him. So
yeah, top notch guys. A lot of good boxers, man. There's a lot of talent here in San Antonio. I don't think people really know that, but there's a lot of talent here when it comes as far as boxing and MMA too. But in the fight scene in general, there's a lot of talent here. Yeah.
No, for sure, man, and I'll agree because, of course, I mean, we have champions, former champions that come through here, man, and the fact that they stay here and keep fighting, they don't travel somewhere else, and but yeah, man, I mean, there's a lot of names out there, bro. I mean, as of right now, you're one of them, bro. So we'll see where this leads, man. I mean, and let me ask you, bro, because you jumped on this today, and I appreciate you, like I said, bro. That's telling me that you're pretty good going into tomorrow, man.
Yeah, man, I feel really confident. I'm in shape, man. Like I said, it's a quick turnaround. December 9th wasn't that far long ago. My coach Chato, he's really on point with his training program. The strength and conditioning program. So he keeps you in shape. but obviously it comes down to you as an individual staying on top of that, right? But yeah, I feel good, man. But I did face some adversity. So I had an opponent change last minute. I was originally going to fight one guy at 126 pounds,
Right.
but some things happened. He ended up dropping out a couple of weeks ago. And I didn't really promote the fight that much because the fight didn't almost happen. They were, looking for somebody to fill in. And they found somebody a couple of days ago. But the weight class has changed because I was already cutting, man. I was like, I think 137, 136 already, and then I get a phone call from coach. He's like, hey, man, you're going to have to gain some weight, dude. Try to get to like 145, man. And I'm like, oh, shit, dude. So, last minute, I had to do that. And, people are like, oh, well, you just go eat whatever you want. Well, it's not the same, man, because, you cut so much weight already to be in a certain weight class. And now I'm jumping up to another weight class. But I feel strong. I feel good. I weighed in today. And it was the first time where I didn't feel like shit. How cutting weight, sucks. So I felt really good. And so, yeah, we got a last minute replacement. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
No, man. Of course, I was gonna say if you're still low and down a few pounds, man, you can just weigh in with your gloves, bro.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So, shoot, I was about to weigh in with my shorts on still, man. My pants. I was like, damn, let's see if I can make 145. But yeah, I actually weighed in at 143, so we're good.
Okay. No, and let me ask you, because of course you talked about your family. A lot of them being involved in boxing, man. Your nickname, you actually got that, I believe, right, from a family member.
Yeah. El Cañonero is originally my uncle, my tío, Ricky Gutierrez. He's the original El Cañonero. He fought back in the day, man, the 80s, and he was in his weight class. He was 130 pounds. I believe he was number 17 in the world, or no, excuse me, number 7 in the world at the time. Nice. And that guy made it pretty far, but things happened in his life, and he ended up, he had to stop fighting. So, right. But yeah, so when he was gone in prison a couple of years ago, when I first started fighting, I wrote him a letter. I was like, hey, I'm gonna start fighting MMA. I want to use your name, man, and continue the legacy. Is that cool with you? He's like, yeah, go for it, man. And as long as you keep the legacy going and you don't make the mistakes that I made, and I haven't. I've been focused ever since, and I'm still focused, man.
No, for sure, bro. You see, and that's one of the cool things, man, because I mean, even from the time that I did get to see you guys train and meet you guys back in the day, bro, like you've always been a stand-up dude, man. Like I've never had any quarrels, or you know what I mean? Like I never got a funny vibe where I was like, oh man, this guy, you always seem real, man. You always kept it real. And that's one of the things, I appreciate from the fighters, because you don't chopo, you don't go out there. I mean, you do what you got to do, and and it's fight, I mean.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, man, I'm blessed to do this. There's guys out there that wish they could do this, they're handicapped, something's wrong, or they just can't. Or there's guys out there that they say they wish they could. They talk the talk like, oh yeah, I can whoop ass, but they really will never get it in the ring or in the cage, because they don't have the discipline that comes behind all that. You know what I mean? Oh, yeah. And I'm just blessed, man. This is the only thing that keeps me. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. Like, the past couple of years, I've been dealing with a lot of personal stuff, man. And fighting has kept me alive. It's kept me focused, and I thank God every day that I'm able to do it. And that's why I haven't stopped. Even though MMA, it was a real up and down. I was winning, and then I was losing, and then I went pro, and fights didn't go my way. But I didn't completely quit on myself. I said, hey, you know what? Let me try this boxing stuff out. Hey, I'm pretty good at it. I'm gonna keep trying it. But MMA is still there. I could always go back. And there's not that many people that actually dabble in both and do well in both. So that's like my goal. You know what I mean?
No, for sure, man. And the fact with boxing, like you said, I mean, even now, I mean, you could technically fight every month, as long as you don't take any damage, as long as you can go in there. And that's one of the things, bro, because there is a fighter in Corpus that I'm going to be interviewing tomorrow, bro. And the guy, he fights pro and he does MMA, he does boxing. He's actually doing karate combat. So I was going to ask you.
Nice.
Is anything else open for you, man? Are you looking at maybe?
Man, what's been on my mind, and it's kind of crazy. You're probably gonna think I'm crazy. I've been thinking about bare knuckle boxing, man. I don't know. I've been thinking about it, man. I know they pay good.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's definitely be a good paycheck, man. I mean,
yeah. So, but we'll see, man. We'll see. Right now, I got other things I need to do, but I think I would dabble in bare knuckle boxing, maybe even karate combat, because I like kickboxing. When I was in MMA, that's what I did. I used to kick the crap out of people. So, yeah.
No, for sure, man. And of course, man, I mean, and that's one of the things, bro. I mean, especially when you guys are amateur or the fighters, and I always tell them, dude, like, do everything, man, because you might be thinking, you know what, I'm gonna be a champion in MMA, and it turns out it's something else, or vice versa, So the window's open. I mean, you're still young at heart, brother. You're still young, so that. But whatever comes, dude. I mean, I'm sure you're gonna make a scene and make a little thing for yourself, bro, where people are gonna remember you, man.
Yeah, definitely. And I might not ever be a world champ, but that's not my goal. My goal is just to be the best version of myself, man. And whatever I do, whether it's boxing, MMA, doesn't matter. I'm going to be the best version of myself. And, there's people out there that I can inspire, and that's what I want to do. I just want to spread positivity. I want to spread knowledge to people. I want to uplift people. I don't like when people put each other down, because everybody has potential, man. It's just having that person sometimes to help you seek the full potential in you. You need that. Some people need that push. You know what I'm saying? And I feel that's what I'm on this. That's why I'm here. I'm here to push myself, to motivate others. Guys back at the gym, even at the boxing gym, like, tell me all the time, hey man, you motivate me. Like, seeing how hard you work. That makes me more motivated, and it gives me more fuel in the tank. You know what I'm saying? So just keep going hard in it. You know what I mean?
No, for sure, man. And of course, man, and I was going to ask you about that too, because I had Teen after your last fight. I mean, of course, I saw your win, and of course, congratulations, bro. And I saw you posting about a boxing, and I was like, I wasn't sure if you were going to box or not, because you said you didn't know yourself, right? I mean, you were still kind of limb. But yeah, man, and that's one of the things with boxing, bro, because the weight classes, I mean, they're not that far off, right? I mean, you can technically.
There's a lot of weight classes, so cutting weight, like I should be fighting at 130. Like, that's where I should be at. But that would be like the best thing for me. MMA only has 25 and then jumps all the way to 35. There's no 130, obviously. But I'm that in betweener. Like, my frame is meant to be in between. Like, I'm a little too big for 25, but I'm not big enough for 35. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I agree, man. I use that word a lot, man, because a lot of times, I mean, even in the pro scene, I mean, some guys. And even though they're dropping from, like, say 200 to 170, they're still still too small for 170. And I'm like, damn, dude, like, you got heavyweights, dropping all the way down to to welterweight, man. So
that's what I'm saying. Yeah. So I wish there was more weight classes, but it is what it is. But yeah, definitely. I'll be back in the cage. Work on a lot of things I need to work on, and we'll go in new and improve. Not just physically, but like mentally, man. That's where it's at.
No, and I was just talking about that earlier too, man, because of course, when it comes to fight week, I mean, as a MMA fighter or a combat fighter in general, bro, I mean, that last week, trying to make that weight, man, it takes a toll.
Yes.
You gotta be strong mentally, man, because if not,
yeah, man, making 125 it's hard, man. It's hard, but I make it. I've never missed weight. And I have almost, I think, like 10 MMA fights. I never missed weight, so yeah, I'm always on top of that.
Man, and as far as training, bro, I mean, of course, nutrition, man. I mean, did your nutrition change from one platform to the other?
No, man, I kept it the same because I know what works for my body. I've been doing this long enough to know and understand what works for my body, what helps me, put out the best performance. And people would trip out. They're like, man, you eat so healthy or whatever. I'm like, hey, I don't eat for pleasure, man. I eat for performance. That's just the way it is. You know what I mean?
Oh, so that one hit me right here, bro. Like, I get you, man. No,
I mean, my meals might not look the prettiest, but it's gonna make me perform. That's what matters. You know what I mean?
Exactly, brother. I mean, you got that fuel, man. So of course, you know what your body will use and replenish. And shoot, other than that, man, you're good, bro.
Yes, sir. So, yeah. So tomorrow, I'll be the first fight of the night. I gotta set the tone. I got two other guys from the boxing gym, from my gym, that are fighting that night also. So I gotta set the tone and let everybody know what's up and get it started.
No, for sure. And man, and let me ask you right quick, man, because of course you got to rest up and all that good stuff, man. But being that you're the first bout, is that a good thing for you? Or you're like, man, let me go in there and get this over with?
Honestly, I've been a swing bout before, and that sucked.
Yeah,
I hated that because I was supposed to be the first pro fight. I remember there was only like 4 amateur fights or 5 amateur fights, but they went past their times. And I was ready to go, man. I was warmed up. I was about to walk out. Hey, sorry, you're going to be swing belt. So I had to wait like 7 fights later, man. And that was the worst experience of my life because I'm just there waiting. And then I got cold again. You know, my body, my mind was all over the place. I was like, damn, like I was ready to get in there. You know, you already got that switch and then you got to turn it off. You know what I'm saying?
Sure,
So to answer that question, being the first fight is exciting for me because I got that switch on, man, and it's on, you know, and then I got the rest of the night to have fun with my friends and family, and you know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, I'm excited to be the first fight. Eventually, you know, I'll be a main event one of these days, right? And well, you know, I gotta adjust myself to being a main event, but right now I'm excited to definitely be the first fight of the night.
No, for sure, man. Of course, I'm gonna put this in right quick, man. Now,
Yes, sir. Floresville at the Floresville Event Center.
Yes, sir. And bro, and let me ask you, because of course, the main event, man, it kind of got a little out of hand. You know, I mean, the guys couldn't wait to get.
Yeah, I was at the press conference, right? I don't know if you saw it on YouTube, but those guys, I was sitting behind them because I was at the table, and they got into it, man, like for real. And they're big dudes, man, heavyweights, like 230 plus, you know. And the guys trying to break them up, man. The tables were flipping around. It was crazy, man. But I'm excited to see that match, man. It's gonna be a knockout. I don't know who's gonna win, but it's gonna be a knockout, man. So hopefully it just stays at that and doesn't get a riot afterwards. You know what I'm saying? But
for sure, man.
Yeah.
But bro, I mean, of course, tomorrow, man. You know, best of luck tomorrow, bro. As far as your coaches, you know, your teammates helping you for this fight, man. You got any sponsors helping you for this, bro?
Yeah, I have Empire PBF. I'm sorry. They are a local tactical company. They design handguns, and they are amazing. Their guns they create are beautiful. They recently started sponsoring me. I want to give them a shout out to Cameron. Cameron's been helping me out. Appreciate him very much. Also, Hill Country Earth and Designs, JR Bettis. Shout out to him, man. He's been on top of it for a long time for me. CBD 210 Botanicals. Eric's been a great help in sponsoring me with things that I need, and of course, my coach Chato Martinez just pushing me and getting me where I need to be mentally, man. He kind of pulled me out of a dark place, man, and he got me right again, you know. And man, I owe him a lot. So I just want to give him a shout out too. And then of course all my sparring partners, training partners back at the gym, man, for pushing me every day.
No, for sure, man. And of course, man, I mean, it's a good thing, man. I mean, we've all been there when it comes to, you know, the mind's a powerful thing, man. So the fact that it can turn out like that, dude, it's kind of, but I'm glad you pulled through, man. I'm glad your coach is there, you know, to help you as well as your friends and family, man. But tomorrow, man, I am going to try to make it, dude. I'm going to see, bro. I'm going to try, but it is going to be in Floresville, not that far from here in San Antonio. For those who are going to be out there in the area, definitely stop by. TMB Promotions, like I said, I've covered the events, dude. The guys do a hell of a show, man. The fights are always great, man. And you being the first, I'm sure you're going to set that tone, and people are going to have to step it up, bro, after that one.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So I appreciate you, sPidA, for having me, man.
No, for sure, brother. Don't hang up yet. Everybody out there, of course, once again, this is sPidA, the Fight Card Podcast. Till next time, follow up.
Thank you. God bless you guys.